Hey moms, we are about to start our proportionate solar system. We're going to be following the path, 4 Mile Creek Greenway, starting at Squirrel Lake Park. I'm right near the pond, so follow along. Okay, stop one, planet Mercury. We're about 158 feet from where we started. If our sun were a yoga ball, this would be our planet Mercury. You can use a popcorn kernel, or we used a little bead. But Mercury would be 158 feet from our starting. In real life, Mercury is 58 million miles from the sun. Holly, can you say 58 million miles?
50 feet.
58 million miles. And it is 58 million kilometers, sorry. And it is 4,900 kilometers across. Do you remember how big our sun is across?
No.
It's 1.4 million kilometers across. Okay, let's keep walking. Okay, we walked about another 140 feet and now we are at Venus. Venus is at 295 feet from our starting point. In reality, it's 108 million kilometers from the sun. Here we go, 108 kilometers. Let's find out the distance, how big it is. It's 12,000 kilometers across, so it's just about 2.5 times as big as Mercury was. So we have a little marble to be our Venus. We're right near the disc frisbee golf spot, and this is where Earth would be. If our sun were the size of a yoga ball, this is how far we are from the sun. Do you remember 93,000 miles?
Yes.
And it's again just about the same size as Venus, so we're using a marble again. Okay, you guys, just on the other side of the sign, we are to Mars, the last of the terrestrial planets, and it's smaller than Earth, so we're going to use our bead again. Mars is 228 million kilometers from the sun, and it's about 6,800 kilometers in diameter. Let's keep walking. We're about to go through the terrestrial planets, onto our Jovian planets, through the asteroid belt, and now we are approaching our first gas planet, Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, with moons Io and is it Eureka? I can't remember. We're right about Jupiter when we get to this point right here, 0.4 miles into our walk. So if our sun were a yoga ball, this is the size of Jupiter, about 0.4 miles away. Okay, we're about to approach our next gas planet, which is Saturn, just slightly smaller than Jupiter. We are nearing the 0.74 mile mark. It's right before the pathway curves again. Saturn, all of the gas planets have rings, but Saturn is known for its rings. They're caused by winds in its upper atmosphere that are about 1,100 miles per hour. Can you imagine? Saturn, like several of the other gas planets, is mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Do you guys remember anything else that's made out of hydrogen and helium? Yeah, the sun, good job. Let me think, what else about Saturn? I finally took time on the walk to read about it. It is about 95 times the mass of Earth, and 760 Earths could fit inside of it. Pretty interesting, huh? We'll keep walking. Our next planet is Neptune or Uranus at 1.5 miles. Okay, you guys, we have about 1/4 mile left before we would reach Uranus. We're coming up to the end of the pathway and where the street is. So I'm recording now because I don't want to compete with the noise from the road. If Jupiter and Saturn were about the size of a 5-inch ball, a golf ball would be the size of Uranus and Neptune. Jupiter is our largest planet, as I said, and it has a diameter of 143,000 kilometers. Earth's diameter, in comparison, is just under 13,000 kilometers. So Jupiter is more than 10 times the distance across. Uranus and Neptune are about 50,000 kilometers across. So they're just about 1/3 of the size of Jupiter. I misspoke earlier. Jupiter and Saturn are our gas planets, made up mostly with hydrogen and helium. when we get to Uranus and Neptune, they're considered our ice planets because while their atmospheres do have hydrogen and helium, they also have a lot of water, methane, and ammonia. The interesting thing with Uranus, you know, we said when we defined a planet, we said they all have an axis that they rotate around, and essentially a pole, the two poles, and an equator around the middle, just like Earth. Uranus rotates, it looks sideways as it rotates. It doesn't, its rotation axis is not what we would expect it to be in relation to its orbit. Its orbit takes about 84 years to get around the sun. So we're gonna finish our walk to the 1.5 mile mark. Again, if the sun were the size of a yoga ball, here's our Uranus about 1.5 miles away. In reality, it is, let me see, how many kilometers away? Uranus is 2,871 kilometers, 2.871 billion kilometers from the sun. We'll check in with you in a few minutes. Okay, you guys, we thought that maybe parking at the library would give us enough walking distance to reach Neptune, that we would be able to get that last bit from Uranus. But it turns out from this point where Pizza Peel is, we would need to go another half a mile to get to Neptune. And Neptune would be, again, about the size of a golf ball if you carry one with you. And that is all the way, it is 2.3 miles from our sun at the start of Squirrel Lake Park by the pond. If the sun were the size of a yoga ball. Just to put in perspective how massive our solar system is. And our solar system is small compared to our galaxy and other galaxies. Our sun being 93 million miles away from us seems very big, but it's not big compared to the heavens that our great God made and controls. If we went even further, if we went the other half mile to Neptune, that's almost 5 billion kilometers from the sun. We would need to go another 2 billion kilometers to get to Pluto, and they believe there might be more past that yet to be discovered. You guys, I hope you're as amazed as I am. I hope you get a chance to get out and walk this week. We are going to conclude our video. We did not make it to planet Neptune, but we are back at my car, parked by the library. If you wanted to, go ahead and walk the extra distance or do a bike ride. Go home and make a model yourselves. I'll send some ideas, and I can't wait to hear about what you found when we meet again. Talk to you soon. Bye.